Good morning, Oak Park School. Today is Tuesday, December 14th, 2021. Our special student guests for this morning's news are Charles and Ian from Miss Klein's class. At this time, would you please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Would you please stay standing for our Panther Pledge?
Today I'll be respectful, on task, accepting, and responsible. I'm an Oak Park Panther. Hear me roar!
You may be seated. Thank you for helping us out with our pledges this morning. Now we will take some time to slow down, pause, and observe our daily moment of silence, which can be used for your own thoughts, prayers, or reflections. We are continuing our Holiday Spirit Week fun today with Rudolph Day. Be on the lookout for antlers and red noses across campus. Tomorrow is Holiday Sock Day, complete with a sock hop dance in the afternoon. Check your email for more details. The Literacy Lab continues to celebrate the holidays by having staff share their favorite books. Let's check out our latest interview.
Good morning, Miss Jamie. I hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic day.
I am having a super wonderful, fantastic day. Dylan, how about you?
Pretty good.
Great.
Take it away, Fernando.
What book will you be sharing with us, Miss Jamie?
Well, Fernando, thanks for asking. So today I brought just one of the many of my favorite books, and this book is actually called Where the Wild Things Are, and it was written and illustrated. You'll see down here it says story and pictures by Maurice Sendak.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
And why did you pick this book?
I picked this book because this book was actually published, I believe, in 1963, so it was published before I was born, but I have really early childhood memories of my mom and dad reading this book to me when I was little. And it's just always been something that as a family, through generations, my parents read it to me, I've read it to my children, and I hope someday when I have grandchildren that they're going to continue to read this to their families as well. The main character in this story, his name is Max, and it reminds me a lot of my younger brother.
Take it away, Dylan.
Thank you, Fernando. What do you remember about reading the book the first time, Miss Jamie?
The thing that I remember the most about hearing the book for the first time, because remember, I started out, my mom was reading this book to me when I was little, so I was hearing it for the first time, and again, I, later on, a couple of years later, I had a younger brother who was pretty wild and sometimes a little naughty, and it always reminded me of my brother. So whenever I read Where the Wild Things Are, I always think of my little brother. His name is Jesse. So that's what I remember about reading and hearing the book. It reminds me of how kind of mischievous my brother was when we were growing up.
How would you summarize the story, and would you recommend this book to a friend or student, Miss Jamie?
I would absolutely recommend this book to anybody. It's a really quick read. It goes pretty quickly, and sometimes on some of the pages, for people who don't like to have paragraphs and paragraphs, there's only a couple of words or a couple of sentences on each page, so it makes it an easy read. But I would summarize this. Max is a kid with a very vivid imagination, but he's also very mischievous, and he ends up getting talked to frequently by his mom for things that he's not doing correctly. And so when he gets in trouble, she says, "Off to your room," and Max has to go off to his room, and that's where he starts to envision and daydream all of these really cool places that are inhabited by monsters. And he becomes, well, they're not really monsters, they're wild things. They're these guys in here, right? And he starts to envision being the king of all of the wild things. So this is kind of just like a picture of the wild things. And he becomes, in his mind and in his imagination, he becomes the king of all of these wild things.
Thank you. And that sounds like a great book.
Very interesting. Thank you for coming.
And thank you, Mrs. Lowitz, for joining Dylan and Fernando and sharing about where the wild things are. It's so cool to see how books you read at a young age can make a lasting impact. Now to Tuesday News Day, because we can always use some positive news during our week. There's no stopping Maureen Mighty Mo Cornfield. A retired social worker, she got serious about swimming in her early 60s. In the 40 years since, she has won 14 world championships, set 28 records, and been inducted into the International Swimming Hall of Fame. Cornfield lives in Hollywood, California, and enjoys swimming at several different pools in the area. Cornfield just celebrated her 100th birthday at the end of November, and her pals threw her an aquatic birthday party by the pool, complete with a whale-shaped piñata and matching swim caps for everyone. Surrounded by friends, the smell of chlorine in the air, Cornfield was moved by the tribute, saying, "I have everything I need." We hope you have a great day, Panthers, and like always, continue to roar.